USSR, Britain, France, America. Long ago, the four nations occupied Germany in almost harmony. Then, everything changed when the Soviet Union set a blockade. Only the Allies, flying supplies to Berlin, could stop them. But when the city needed the most, winter came. Many months passed and General William Tunner and his friends discovered more efficient methods and a candy bomber named Gale. And although Stalin's dictatorship skills were great, he had a lot to learn before he was ready to squash Germany. But he believed no one could save Berlin.
After World War II, Germany was defeated and the Potsdam Agreement, which was reached by the victorious Allies, divided Germany into four parts that were occupied by France, USA, and Britain on the west of Germany, while the USSR occupied the eastern side of Germany. During the Potsdam Agreement, there were some disagreements, especially between the USSR and the other countries. Stalin wanted to destroy Germany because they invaded Russia on numerous occasions in the not-so-distant past, and Stalin wanted to completely strip it of power. Stalin was also hoping for Germany to act as a buffer between the Soviet Union and Europe in case of war. The USA and Britain wanted to give Germany a chance to rebuild its industries and become a good trading partner, the complete opposite of what the USSR had in mind. These disagreements sparked the Berlin Airlift.
A sarcastic reenactment of what actually happened.
Let's help Germany so that it doesn't get another Hitler.
Yes!
О боже, какой мужчина! Я хочу от тебя сына. Где моя картошка?
We can't agree on anything. Okay, let's divide Germany into four parts and we can deal with everything later. I am Stalin! I want more land!
Three events in particular caused Stalin to block Berlin. Number 1. On January 1st, 1947, Britain and the US joined their two zones in Germany to create Bizonia as the first stepping stone to a new and stronger Germany. And number 2, Europe implemented the European Recovery Program, which provided financial aid for countries that suffered greatly in World War II. Stalin saw this as an attempt to weaken the Soviets' power over the adjacent states. And finally, reason number 3 was that in June 1948, America and Britain created a new currency in Western Germany to try and rebuild the economy, but Stalin rendered it useless by overprinting. Soon after that, Stalin started the blockade.
A sarcastic reenactment of what actually happened.
Let's join our two states of Germany so that we can have a stronger state of Bizonia.
Нет. Пожалуйста, дайте нам хорошую оценку на этом проекте. Пожалуйста.
We all suffered because of World War II. To make sure another totalitarian state never comes to power, let's make sure everyone has enough money. Russia, want some compensation?
你是我的小爱小苹果。
Food, please! My husband died and I can't provide for my family. Food.
КГБ!
Let's introduce a new currency to better the German economy.
Во время Рождества мы даем маленьким мальчикам и девочкам куча носков! Разноцветных.
Oh no! All the extra currency made the actual currency worthless. Berlin is a city in Germany which then resided in the USSR-controlled part of Germany. And in June 1948, Stalin ordered his troops to block all railways and trading routes into Berlin. Stalin felt threatened by the growing forces in the capitalist Western Germany and decided to block entry into Berlin. Unfortunately, Berlin was not a self-sustaining city and only had enough fuel for 40 days and enough food for 36. As Berlin was growing hungrier, the more it seemed that Stalin would just starve the city. Britain and America couldn't do much since any act of aggression could provoke World War III. But they knew that the Soviets also didn't want to start World War III.
Britain knew that they wouldn't be able to get such supplies to Berlin over land, but the same thing could not be said about the sky.
A sarcastic reenactment of what actually happened.
Oh no, they're trying to make Germany great again. You know, it's a logical thing to do when you feel insecure about your nuclear weapon size. Starve some people to death. Stop! It was estimated that the blockade would last 3 weeks and that a total of approximately 4,000 tons of supplies were needed a day. The flights began on June 26, but at first the planes could only deliver 1,000 tons. The system and planes simply weren't efficient enough. The American airport at Tempelhof was also in horrible condition, compromising of a patch of dirt with obscuring buildings. The planes used were the same from the war, C-47s, piloted by exhausted men, and in the beginning met with reluctance from the very Berliners. When the blockade ran for more than the estimated time, 15 in total, American General William Tooner devised a system of C-54s, where the planes would take off every 3 minutes and have them fly at 5 different altitudes. Meteorologists would update the pilots every 15 minutes in rough weather. The crew members then had 30 minutes to unpack their supplies. German people were hired to help unpack and repair the runway. Previous Luftwaffe mechanics also helped maintain the aircrafts. The operation finally reached its goal on August 12th, being able to send about 4,500 tons. Gell Halvorsen, known as the Candyman, became a propaganda symbol as he would drop off candy and handkerchiefs to the children gathered around the landing zone.
The public success of the Berlin airlift was just in time for the oncoming winter, when the harsh Russian weather conditions once again proved a challenge, to say the least. This was precisely what Stalin was stalling for. Fortunately, with the strategic planning of General William Tunner, the airlift, despite planes crashing into mountains and even each other, survived the winter. By New Year's Eve of 1948, a record-breaking 6,000 tons of supplies was delivered into Berlin, and by the spring of 1949, more supplies was being delivered than ever before. It was clear that the Allies' Berlin airlift was a sustainable success. Not only had Stalin failed to prevent a West German state, but perhaps even hastened it, while causing severe supply shortages in East Germany. Stalin's plan backfired as more and more joined the fight against communism. Just over a month before the end of the blockade, the NATO alliance, still in existence today, was formed. On May 12, 1949, the 15-month blockade of West Germany was finally lifted. For months after, supplies was still flown in by plane to stock to prevent a similar event from ever occurring again.
A sarcastic reenactment of what actually happened.
Winter is coming.
Five planes at a time, stagger the altitudes, leave every 3 minutes, 30 minutes to unload. Look at this system, we could literally keep this up forever.
Лукоморье дуб зеленый, золотая цепь над убитом, и днем, и ночью кот ученый все ходит по цепи кругом. Идет направо, песни заводит, налево сказки говорит. Там чудеса, там леши бродят, русалка на веках сидит. О, но... Ладно, я писаюсь во сне.
Tension between the two sides was seen again in 1958. After thousands of people left eastern Berlin, the East knew that they had to do something. Initially, the USSR rejected East Berlin's proposal for the wall, but after thousands of people defected to the West, they had to agree. Barbed wire fencing separated the East and the West was built on August 13, 1961, and construction of the concrete wall started soon after. It would be guarded and complete with several watchtowers, guard dogs, and floodlights. The Berlin Wall fell in November 9, 1989, and served as a proxy war between America and Britain and the USSR, and came to be one of the most recognizable symbols of the Cold War.
Without any claim to land in Berlin, Canada was in a difficult position to be giving any direct support. Still, the Royal Canadian Air Force joined the effort and provided resources to aid their ally.
ha ha ha.
We all suffered in World War II, and to prevent the rise of another totalitarian.
Let me hold your
The planes would take off every 3 minutes and have them fly at 5 different altitudes. Meteorolog.
Куча носков.
Ha!
That's all, folks.
You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go.